Hey, my name is Sandra, and I warmly welcome you to my podcast channel. And this podcast episode is very challenging and exciting for me because it's in English. And you will have to listen to my sort of broken English, but also this episode is something really special because it's a first time for Sumit to talk about the things that he has never talked about publicly. So we will hear some very interesting stuff. And my today's guest is, as I already told, it's Sumeet Kapoor, and he is like many things actually. But I met him as a jeweler who deals with natural stones, and then only after that I also get to know that he's correct me if I'm wrong, mathematician and doing all this exact sciences stuff and blah blah blah. You will probably tell it more correctly than me. But I want to start actually with a little story about how we met. And we met, I think it's almost 2 years ago from now. Yes, it's a pretty long time, and I was looking for someone who can help me understand better natural stones and how they work and all those principles behind them, because I was preparing one of my products connected with astrology, and then I posted one message on Instagram story, and Sumit's wife Sabine, she texted me and she told, "Oh, we have a natural stones business with my husband, and maybe you can come, we can talk." And then I came to them. I came to visit, and I even didn't know that I will have to explain everything in English because I had no idea, and Sabine didn't tell me. But I came there with one purpose, to understand the stones and to get the information I needed, but I got way more than I expected, and I could even say that I met new friends, new people that really resonate with me, and it was so interesting to talk to Sumit and Sabine. And then when Sumit was telling me about the stones, about all this philosophy behind it, and I was so excited. It was so interesting to listen. It made so much sense, and I had just one idea, like everybody has to know it because it's so important. It's so beautiful to understand that part of the world and how you put it together, this magic of stones. Let's call it that, but it's definitely more than that. It's something truly amazing. I have never heard this kind of explanations from anywhere, and actually I was also, before I met you, I was exploring this world and looking for some information, and I couldn't find anything like that. And I think like the top point when we first met was when Sumit asked me what is the date of my birth, like when is my birthday, and I told him that it's 14th of February, and he was like, "No way, and my birthday is the same date and the same month, just the year is different." And he told that he felt that there is something and there is some interesting connection between us, and yes, we are both born on the same date, on the same month, and we are both Aquarius signs, so that you know. But yes, this is how I met Sumit. This is how I got to know his incredible family, because that time all of you were there, and it was so cool and so exciting. And now. In these 2 years, like all my jewelry is just from them, because I really trust them. I trust their quality, I trust their message, I trust what they are doing, and I really see the philosophy and I feel the philosophy behind it, and all those values. This is super important for me. And also my engagement ring comes from them, because in collaboration with Dairis, of course. And it's just amazing. It's like a piece of art, and it's so nice and so pretty. And all that you're doing is something really cool. And Now I would love to give the microphone to you, which you already have, but maybe you can tell more precisely what exactly are you doing. What are your professional things that you are into right now. And maybe you can also share some background. How did you come to the stones? Because for me, when we met, this was super interesting and super amazing. And for some people, I think it will be like greatly inspiring to your path.
Well, thank you for such a lovely and long introduction. Stones, I don't know, it came to me very, very early in life. I really started using stones myself when I was maybe a teenager. And yeah, I still wear a ruby on my neck since I was like 13 years old. So yeah, stones have had a lot of like connection with me. To talk about stones in jewelry, I think this was just life. Life brought it together with people in life who put me forward through those ways. And then I understood that I have a very good eye for understanding what is good quality, how to choose a good stone, and what are different types of stones. So I remember I was in India, and it took me like about 6 months to understand what is amethyst and what is a rose quartz and what is a citrine. And today I've made like tens of thousands of designs of jewelry, but when I started, I definitely went out in the market. I checked what was available. I sometimes bought from people and try to sell those things and try to understand like what do people like. Then I understood that when I was buying from other people, not always the quality of stone was the best, or if the jewelry that I made was comfortable or even elegant. Sometimes didn't even represent what I was about, So I always wanted to bring something which was more aesthetic, more natural, more comfortable to wear, and definitely of highest quality. So that was my initial phase. Dropped down to 2017, 2018, I started to slowly grasp, okay, this is what I need, this is what I do. In 2019, I full on entered this industry, and I decided, okay, I will work with all the artisans myself. I will get the stones myself. I was going to the shows. I was collecting all the roughs from around the world. I was importing stones, rough stones. I told the artisans how to cut it, how to put it, how to set it. So every process goes through today, after like 6 years, every process goes through a lot of cutting, checking, quality control, all that I desire to see in the piece of jewelry. And even now, if something is not perfect, we definitely remove it. We try to make it better, try to design, get back on my, scratching days again. I love to sketch. I love to just take out watercolors and put on the paper and see how it looks like. Happened with Darius also. So when I was designing your ring, he said, Sandra wants a blue color. And I said, but Sandra's birthstone could be a ruby, because no, we both have a ruby as a birthstone, Aquarius, February. But he said, no, she hates red. Red is the color she hates. So I said, okay, let me get back to drawing. He said, I want these hands touching each other, and I want this specific design, and I want this. And I was like, okay, how about what you're saying looks very cool for maybe a moment, but she has to wear this for all her life. So maybe let's get into it. Let's work hard. In this time, I started sketching a little bit what he liked. Then I used AI to design more things, put in a CAD, design the outline. He loved it. Then the process of choosing the stone was important. So we chose a sapphire, which was coming from Sri Lanka. It had to be a natural sapphire. It had to be no treatment. It had to be very, very beautiful looking cornflower sapphire. Yeah. So yeah, those processes take time. Speaking of, like most of my stones that I'm using today in my jewelry, not treated. We don't treat any. There is some heat given to the stones while we are, procuring them or something. We cannot control that. But I'm trying my best to source ethically. I'm trying to recycle silver. We're accepting metals from clients as well. We're recycling as much as possible. So the brand is slowly building. We're very small. We are more catering to the stores and wholesale and to the shops, that industry. But yeah, slowly we're growing as a retail brand as well.
Yeah, maybe you can explain a little bit more what is treatment of stones, because I believe that many of those who are listening don't even understand what's wrong with treating stones. Like, why?
Yeah. So treating stones is the industry that so there is categories, I would define it. Yeah. First is top quality, no treatment, no heat if possible, and we cut it or polish it how we want. Then comes quality, which is not the best, still not treated, not heated, sometimes heated, cut it, polish it how we want. Then maybe heated stones, then maybe treated stones. So treated stone is a stone which has a sparkle of color or maybe no color, and they take, for example, sapphires, a blue sapphire or a pink sapphire or a purple sapphire, whatever. There's like a rainbow of sapphires. They can be treated with beryllium, substances that are inducing color. So your stone is not actually that good on an iron scale. So when you actually check at the Mohs hardness index, or there's a Mohs scale for every stone, so how hard or how soft a stone is, and then all the astrological properties that you're talking about, it's about the energy of the stone. And if it's just a treated stone, there is not going to be much energy there, because it's a crystal that has the least amount of energy taken, treated to make it look beautiful. Well, you have a lot of Chinese plastic industry for that. A lot of ladies in our beautiful Riga, you might know, also selling those things. So I definitely don't approve of those things. Me personally, I would love to see that at least you go through a process of finding those beautiful minerals. You go through the designing process. You go through the comfort, quality. And if nothing, please at least buy like silver and gold as a metal, because a lot of people these days, they buy this metallic stainless steel, tarnished. I mean, did your grandmother leave you a family heirloom that was made out of Chinese mass production company? No. So we have to think also future generations. We have to think how we are working, how much aesthetic do we put into that every piece that we're building. Quality is one thing, but also material. Every piece I am making has to go to the Pruoves in Latvia. And this is a very, very interesting process, because we have to go with literally every piece that goes around the world for us. So there's a stamp from Pruoves says, okay, this is this much gold, this is this much silver. They have no toxic metals, no cadmium, no titanium, nothing of those sorts. You can go out in the market, go to very random shops and check, do you have this Pruoves? I'm buying a quality product from you. Okay, made anywhere in the world, doesn't matter, but do you have the quality that you're selling me? How confident can I be when I'm wearing my jewelry that I will not get a disease or a cancer or a rash or something? I don't know, because there are so many harmful things associated with these toxic metals. We don't drink water that has metal.
Yeah.
Why would we wear jewelry that has metal? Like toxic metal, I mean, of course there is metal, but toxic metal. So choosing the stones, the jewelry, the non-treatment of stones, the non-treatment of metal also is very, very important. The toxic polishes are very important, that you don't use those. So these things the quality builds up from there, basically.
Yeah, I believe that actually there is a lack of education about the stones and natural stones and the jewelry in general, and people are just wearing whatever the mass market is producing and offering, and we don't even let it through some window of criticism about the stuff, and we cannot make informed choices when we don't have an information. Like, how can we check the quality? And that's actually what I want also to cover. There are two things that I want to cover. One of them is the quality of stones, and the other one is the philosophy behind the natural stones. I remember you telling me both of those things. The first one you told at our first meeting, and the quality we checked. You remember? I was participating in the day, because when you're telling about the Pruoves and everything, I remember all that, how you have to check every piece, and if something shakes or is not good enough, you just remove it, and these are also losses,
it's part of process.
But it's part of a process.
I would rather have a broken piece at home than at client's home. So I would never want my client to go through that phase, because we treat our client as like a family. So no matter where you buy it from, no matter if you buy it from a store that we are working with or you buy it from us directly, the quality is very important. So even now, sometimes the stones can fall out because you're using a lot, or you break because you don't know that, I should now wash my hands with soap wearing precious metal and silver and stones and gold. But those things are part of process. At least I believe personally that if you do there's a cost of business. So if you do something, this is the cost of business, that something is not right, you remove it, you set it aside. The astrological part or my theory of stones, I believe, this is my firm belief, and I really think that we as humans on this planet, we're like certain frequencies, we're like our time of birth, place of birth, date of birth. This kind of sets us to a tone that we are a certain frequency. It is not always every day possible to meet with another human and be okay with them or like them or just have a conversation with them. It's a difficult task. So the frequencies have to match and the energies have to match. Same way, like whenever you were born or whenever I was born, we created a certain frequency, and the planetary motion or the planetary situation in that time was aligned in a way that energy got into us, or we were created, and maybe there are similar people like us. That's you see, we found a lot of similarities between you and me, and that's why at the first meeting you were talking for 30 minutes, and I remember I was making a coffee and I turned around and I said, Sandra, what is your date of birth? You are so similar. I had to ask. I was of course I knew it was February 14. Yeah, because we're talkers. We like talking. We like interaction. Social beings. I like the social interaction. So that being said, we as a energy or a frequency, if we are having a phase of life when those planets are not aligned in a way that we would like it to be, or they're not in a way that is beneficial for us, astrologically speaking. Maybe the Venus is not good, maybe the Mercury is not good, maybe the Pluto is not good. So I'm sorry if my names of pronunciations are not correct, because I have learned those in Hindi. So I'm a Vedic astrology person. So Western is a little bit new for me. But if those alignments are not right for us, we can also receive negative energy from those planets current, because that is an energy being received. And that's why you see that you have the Sarisati, which is the 7.5 years, or those kind of phases of your life where your life can take you skyrocket up or skyrocket down. So in order to protect yourself, a lot of ancient, let's say, astrologers, or from centuries or long time, let's say, they have been practicing that they wear all these stones and see the power, how to protect ourselves, because these stones themselves emit an energy. So we kind of counterbalance that impact from bad energy to a good, or boost that impact. Oh, good energy, make it better. Sometimes these stones help us calm down also. They help us relax, just to, as recent as last month, a woman comes to my store. I think she was your student, and Venus product that we developed together. I remember, we were working on the Venus product, But this product, there were many people who were talking about it. Even today, I think sometimes we receive some people who are like, "Oh, I got Sandra's Venus product." I'm like, "Oh, I hope you like the content. We really did our best to put that content out there. I hope Sandra really presented it well, and she really created that for you." And she's like, "Yes, we love it. And can you please tell me what would citrine do for me?" I said, "If you're looking for a job change, this is a good stone for you at this point right now." And she's like, "I actually don't know, but maybe I am looking for a job change." And it just turned out so that a week later, she was supposed to meet me to tell me that, okay, what can I do better for my Instagram? Yeah, because as you know, I'm an engineer. I suck with technology. So technology doesn't work my way. So she told me a week later that, "Did you know that I changed my job last week?" And I'm like, "Only in 1 week you already changed? How did?" She's like, "An offer just came up." And I'm like, "This is just, maybe it was pure coincidence, but in my belief that I think that things go up or down with stones. Also, if you believe in that, my culture, my traditions, my religion, this is very Hinduism, yeah. So very, very deeply invested into belief and our beliefs. We pray to idols. We pray to so many gods and goddesses. Yeah, we have like, okay, God is one, but the faces of God that has been built to comfort us. And there is a big element of stones that are carved into, idols, and we are praying to them. So the energy exchange is there between stone and human. So we cannot like just disconnect. At least I cannot disconnect. And I see it every day of my life. And if having these examples every day make me believe that I'm changing someone's life for good, I'm happy with that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope I answered your question.
Partly, I will do a little more checkup on my question, but I personally don't believe in coincidences. I believe to our choices and the right moment and the right word and the things that we are ready for in our life, and then all the obstacles just come together to help us to make it. And this is what happened probably with the lady, and the missing part she needed was the stone.
Yeah.
And but I remember you told me this what you just told was from this belief perspective, but there was another perspective you told about the stones, how they work, this like more physical, more grounded part with the vibrations and everything. Maybe you can elaborate on that.
So it's an elaboration of the same thing. So I've been like fidgeting with my hand because I forgot to wear my ring today. And there's my ring. It's a garnet. It's our birthstone, and I cut it myself, and I made it myself. So
oh, it's red. Yes, it looked actually black when you.
It does, but this is a very special garnet, and I was lucky to find the rough of it, and I just decided, okay, I will learn cutting, and after I learned cutting, this was like the piece I wanted to cut, and when I realized that. With these stones, because they have been in the ground for so many years, they also absorb radiation. They also absorb all sorts of energies. Energy is such a vague term these days. But scientifically speaking, the total energy of this world is constant. So if these stones are growing in the nature, they are absorbing some sort of or some form of energy. So into them to create some sort of effect on you or on me, whoever is the wearer of it. So the metaphysical properties are one. But at the same time, the absolute scientific properties would be, in my opinion, would be like how much manganese or ferrous, or what are the elements that make it red? What are the elements that make it blue? What are the elements that make it green? And how is a quartz different from a beryl? People don't know these kind of things. People think that aquamarine is a quartz, and I keep telling them that quartz is not even closely related. It's not even the same families. But those are scientific things that take a lot of years to learn and get there to understand. At this point, what I can say is that because they have been in the ground for so long, they have been earth for so long, they take up all those energies from our Mother Earth, and they become more energized, more energetic, and that's how we can actually like use those energies. In ancient times, kings used to wear a ring called Navaratna. 9 ratnas is like precious stones, 9 precious stones. To protect themselves from any sort of bad energies, they would put all the 9 precious stones in a ring, but they were so small that it was never a big tiara or a big brooch with a Navaratna. Always, at least not that I would know of. Mostly was a ring, which was smaller, but it was like a little impact to protect. Even if something bad was coming, it was a little bit, not like too much. So kings had courts which had astrologers as consultants. So in today's world, we are not been given this kind of, let's say, similar ground. But yeah, people did have believed in this for many, many centuries because of some sort of proof that comes out of it, some sort of effects that they see. So not only metaphysical, but also like realistic proofs. Like we are seeing the scientific proofs as well that, okay, these stones have an energy, they have a Mohs scale, how hard they are, how soft they are, what does that particular element do to our body. We can, read researches on that and form our opinions based off of that. Yeah. Not just like, oh, it's a red color, it's beautiful on me.
Yeah. That's how the woman chooses a car. Oh, that's the right color. It's beautiful for me.
Speaking of, actually, in my culture in India, we are actually very wary of choosing even cars. Maybe that particular year or month is not very good, or even they, for example, we don't buy anything related to iron on a Saturday.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, because Saturday is called Shanivar. The
Yes,
Shani is like,
Saturn.
and you don't engage Shani and like iron, basically. So we say it is not fruitful to you if you're buying it on a Saturday, a car or something like that. But okay, maybe a superstition, but that superstition has, personally, I have experienced, changed my personal life, because I saw my own father making some of those mistakes and like, no, these things don't matter. And then, yeah, very, very bad impacts.
Yeah, I believe, because it's the same with the Mercury retrograde. Just don't buy a car. Don't buy. So
buy, but in a good time.
Yeah, buy it when Mercury is not in a retrograde state. Because I also have many proofs in my life that sometimes it's like, I heard one very good comparison. It's like with the super hot weather. There is a chance if you go out in a heat of like 35 degrees Celsius and you just get this headache and everything, I forgot how it's called, and you feel like really sick and you're vomiting after that. There is a chance that it will happen, and this chance is way more bigger than when it's like 20 degrees outside. And it's the same with all these things that we believe in and that we see in practice, so like Mercury retrograde or Shani day, that it's not like it will happen always, but the chance is much bigger than on the other days that something will go wrong if you do certain things. So, but you just told about all this, how we match with our vibrations and the stones and our personalities. But you also told at the beginning that when we talked about the treatment of the stones, that when they are treated and the stone in general was not a high quality, so it does not contain all the properties that we are looking for in a certain stone. How can a person who didn't spend like months learning about the stones, about their qualities, and for me just not even months, like one day with you, when I spend it with you, I still have my notes how to check the quality of stones. How can a person who has no knowledge of that, but they are listening right now and they are like, come on, if I buy the stone, I want it to work for me, like not just wear a piece of plastic because it's pretty and doesn't do anything good or nothing. So how can one distinguish a good stone from a high quality stone from not that high quality stone? I don't know anything. Like the stones are totally new for me. I just previously I thought they are bling blings, like, oh, shiny stones, nice, really pretty. And now I know all this information, that the quality is important, where they come from, it is important, and many other things, they are important, so that the stone works for me, not like I work for something that I put on my finger and like keep in my home. How can I distinguish a high quality stone from not that high quality stone?
It is rather difficult for a novice person who doesn't know this is the high quality versus non-high quality. Step one, ask. Ask the person who's selling you, what is it? And if they say, I don't know, or maybe it is this is not the person you want to buy it from. Step two, look at how many types of stones do they have. You will for sure see a pattern that they're selling some cheap Swarovski glass nonsense there, which is like, like this glass elements that can be painted, and, Chinese factories are making this. Today we posted a video on our Instagram page that just clearly showed how many cases are coming out of everywhere in the world where they're targeting all these big companies. I don't want to name them. Can I name them? But you know who I talk about. But all of these come, and there's big industries of jewelry people as well who are manufacturing this large mass production items that have chemicals, which are cadmium, which is very, very dangerous for you, titanium. There's also nickel present in like polishes. So nickel can give you like skin rashes, allergies, these kind of things. So that's the metal part. So metal part, always look for a proof of a stamp. So a stamp like this right here, this is a stamp from your government. So identify if this is a government stamp or somebody put themselves, It's also possible that people are putting themselves, but they will never do the government stamp. They will do their own stamp. Yeah. People are sneaky, but not like nobody wants to go that way, at least I believe that people are not like that, Quality of stone, so that is about the metal. Quality of stone, we have the 3 C's that are the industry standards. That is the color, cut, and the carat. So how big a stone is, how deep the color is, and how beautifully it is cut. So anybody who's cutting a stone, you can see that, okay, this stone must have had already some sort of good quality. That's why it's been cut. If there's a color which is too perfect, it has been heated or it's not real. So first step, if it's too perfect, it has been heated or it's not real. I brought you some pieces to see if you want to see. Yeah.
Check them.
So for example, this is my first base starting range. So you can see that there is a citrine here, and the citrine has color in one part and the other part is not color.
Yeah.
That means there has been no heat treatment. This has been from its natural phase. Yeah. Lately, we experience also in the market that amethyst has been taken and heated up so much that it's like citrine, but then it's too perfect and you can identify that this is not citrine.
Yeah.
So citrine is actually quite rare stone these days. It's hard to come by. Wow. This particular batch is from Brazil, but there's a lot of citrine coming in from Africa, from India, different places. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really like soft, and I like this type of citrine.
And if you see that I've tried to like not change anything from behind.
Yeah.
So as always, the good quality, look behind, because the backside of a ring or a earring will tell you how neatly it has been done, how nicely it has been. And when you wear it, you feel also the comfort. It's not itchy. It's like you should not feel your jewelry. That's how I believe. Like if you're wearing your jewelry, you should not feel it. Another stone that you have in past got from us is an opal, and this is, for example, an opal pendant.
They are also different because I have this kind of opal, then I have a different kind of opal. And as for me, as I see them, they are all different. So you won't get.
So this kind, if you see this kind of opals, which are white and a lot of flare inside, a lot of fire inside of it, this kind of opal comes from Ethiopia mostly. This is a good quality opal. The size of opal is very important because mostly the opals are very small, but the moment they go bigger, the price goes much higher because they're rare in the market. This is a new sort of opal that has recently started come from Latin America. This is coming from Mexico now, and from Mexico we get some sort of opal, but you can see clearly the difference that this is more clearer, less of the fire. Sometimes also Mexican opals have a lot of fire, but that is rare and the price goes much higher. So quality has to be talked about when you can compare two things. So if ever somebody goes to a shop and wants to talk about like, hey, I want to buy a citrine ring or a ruby ring, and I want to see like, okay, what are my options? Look, okay, if I can buy in X amount of money, one ring. Okay, this ring on our website is about like 60 euros, I think, 59 euros. And what can I get for 49 euros and what can I get for 99 euros? So the moment you start comparing the quality, just as simple as that, what can I get in a step lower and a step higher?
Yeah.
And you will already understand very basic formats of, is this worth my, my time, my energy, my money, my everything? Because you will wear it. It's going to be on you. It's going to be a part of you. So might as well wear something which is resonating with you.
Yeah, and serves you, of course.
Yeah, it serves you. So high quality is a very, very vague term that people use it, but this is one way to understand it. Definitely, if I see it, I know that this is not a good quality and this is fantastic quality because I know what is more rare.
Yeah.
So rarity makes things more amazing as well. Aquamarine is an amazing, so it's our birthstone, aquamarine, yeah? So February people, Aquarius people, aquamarine, garnet, ruby, these are our stones because water element. And aquamarine comes from like 5, 6 different regions, which are more popular. But me personally, I like Madagascar aquamarine because it has this crystal clear. The quality of Madagascar aquamarine has a lot of like inclusions inside and a lot of character inside. Some people don't like it, some people love it. But for me personally, that is really good.
Yeah.
Price wise, maybe not the most expensive one, but for me, that is good quality. Yeah. So again, not just the price defines everything. We go to big shops, buy moissanites. Moissanites are fake diamonds. It's cheap. It's garbage basically. There is no resale value. Yeah. These stones still have resale value, but those stones have almost no resale values. So you should also think of if you're thinking it as an investment, you buy a ruby, diamond, or something like that, you see it as an investment, right? Diamonds are the worst investment because, yeah, people will claim all the things in diamond industry, but when you go back to sell your own diamond that you bought, they will not give you half the price also. Emeralds, on the other hand, is a different story. Emeralds are rare. If you have a big chunky emerald, that is a good price fetcher. Rubies too. Rubies are a great source of investments. So you have to see what is good quality, what is not. Treatment we spoke about. There's another kind of treatment that a lot of people skip, which is called glass filling. People take rubies, which are coming mostly from Burma. Some rubies come from Panjshir in Afghanistan. Some rubies come from India. We have rubies in different parts of the world, but these are the most common and popular rubies. Rubies are not like, straight. They're like up and down surfaced. So to fill it, to make it a very smooth layer, they take powdered glass, they fill it in with resin, and they polish until it looks beautiful. Do you this beautiful red color that you want? Yeah, it's garbage.
Yeah.
So what I decided for my own company, even if it's very small and where we are and our growth may not be like, exponential like a lot of brands today, I'm okay with selling good quality things, even if it is slow, even if it is at the pace that it is, because I'm at least confident that whatever I sell, if I will sell someone a heated stone, I will tell them that it is heated. If I will sell someone a treated stone, I would prefer not to sell.
Yeah.
Because that is my belief. I was in a show just now in Munich, and because a client ordered specific colors of sapphires, and these colors, if untreated, their price range is much higher. They said, we need 100 rings. It was a shop. They said, we need 100 rings. We need in this price range. Can you please make it? Of course I can make it. But now if I'm going for the heated and treated stones, I still try to find the source of them. I've tried to talk to the people who are getting them, the sapphire people who are from those industries, from who are doing those stones, Madagascar or Sri Lanka. I understood that very, very difficult to go through the supply chain. I finally found some stones. So I needed 100. I couldn't find in a big show 100 stones. So which were like ethical, let's say.
Yeah.
But at the same time, yes, some of the stones you cannot trace back to where they are coming from. Reason is very simple, that the industry is very large, very difficult to differentiate all the good and the bad. But as a consumer, as a front-end person, the least you can do is ask the person, what are you selling me? If they say, I don't know, if they talk about the thing, they're already passionate. They already know a little bit. You can do a little bit of your own research as well, but very basic questions like, is it treated? If there is a ruby or emerald, is there a color? Is there a glass filling? Is there a treatment? What are you selling me? Why not everything that shines is beautiful? That's another thing, like it may be beautiful, but not beauty in reality. It's maybe just plastic, might as well just buy plastic, yeah.
Yeah, and this is so important to tell it because at least as far as I know, there is such a limited amount of people in Latvia who knows this stuff, and this is just Latvia. I believe that worldwide there are the group of people that are informed about how to choose the stones, about the natural stones, the qualities of them, and how to determine the quality of them. It's just so little. It's a small group of people that know that, and the huge industry is of course using it, because why not?
Yes, and these days one thing that I see very popular across Latvia, there are many people actually, to be honest, I don't believe that my knowledge is very top level in this compared to others. I think my knowledge is my experiences and others are theirs. But I have personally met people who are really, really incredibly knowledgeable in Latvia. Great people. Some of them are my clients because they see also good quality. But they understand that I am selling what I'm selling for, putting the hard work into it, and they see the quality. They always, no matter how many years after I visit them, they always say, you sell the best quality stones. You really do your research. You really find those things. And I agree that there is not a vast awareness on this matter, but at the same time, there are a lot of people who do know their stuff. But on the same topic, there is a big market of these bracelets these days. I see, guys, that is bad quality. Literally, right there, bad quality stuff is very treated, heated. The moment you hear onyx, go on Google, research what is the real color of onyx. If you find those pink and green onyxes in the nature, sure, go ahead and buy them. I mean, it's just people are being fooled with the idea that a bracelet is going to change their life. Yes, it could if you were to wear at least a good quality stone in that. At least if you were to wear something that could bring you value. Most of the times you end up wearing plastic, and there's toxic metal which is clipping onto it at the end of it. Don't do it. Just even to the sellers, I say, don't do it. I am a manufacturer. I receive a lot of requests to change the parts of something to a metal just to reduce the price. Don't use silver, use cheap metal. I say no. I don't want to work in the industry. I don't want to be in the place where I have to sell steel or anything coated copper, and then that's just not me. You forget I teach mathematics also. Math makes sense to me. It's just long term is not good because I can sell today, I can make some money, I can have a quick win, but I went to 2 business schools to understand that quick wins don't take you a long way. They're good for beginning, but you have to be sustainable. Your brand has to speak volume and quantity. If a brand is bringing 10 designs in a year, I'm selling the same designs since 2016, 2015, some of them. But because I learned those, I sketched those designs, I went to those people, I said, hey, can you make this for me? And they said, yes, I can make. First, I started my journey with buying from other people. Then I started my own facilities because, of course, the quality was not there. And when I was getting them, even till now, I have had experiences where people were actually telling me, oh, hey, what if I buy this from XYZ back in India? It would be cheaper for my store. And I'm like, please try. Good luck, because really, I was not successful to work with, XYZ. How could you be? Because it's just so many things. To enter this industry, to work with people who are generational, artisans versus working with people who are just if you buy this much money only, then I sell you. This kind of attitudes also exist. So you have to really work with good people. You have to work with people who are willing to work. Energy has to be nice between people also. Good exchange. I know that everybody that is making these pieces are good people. I know that I support them. I know they support me. They've been working with me for past 6 years, and I'm happy with them. I'm very happy with all my team. Everybody who does a great job, And as you said, Sabine is doing great job. She's editing a lot of things. She's putting all those videos out there. Slowly, gradually learning herself. We met with Darius to sketch and stuff like that. We met in Bali, if you remember. And in all those journeys, we experienced what we are making. Actually, even in Bali, there was not that many good quality jewelers. There are good people. I'm sure they're making great stuff. But when I compared that, what we are doing is definitely a very better product, very good refined, because we pay attention. The process is very, very, very meticulous. I love to be my mathematical analytic side on this, because I want to emphasize that I don't want to sell bad products. It's just not and if somebody is not happy with my product, or I've had clients, they sometimes say this is not what I wanted or something like that. And I understand if it's not what you wanted, I can definitely make you something that you want. So I haven't never had a client that is really angry or upset like that. Never.
Yeah, there is just no reason for that. And actually, you just brought us to my next question. Value speaking, you told about this market research and everything, that you have to understand how to work with people, where to find them, and so on and so on. So it's not like I can just, I know the India good quality stones. How can I like reach the and maybe it will be cheaper. So first, what are the values of your, let's say, company, or this amazing project that you are creating for many years? And yes, what are the core values? You already emphasized many of them, but it would be great if you like do this consequently, and so we can understand, because I know all of them, I think, and that's why I'm your client. And I believe that it will also help other people to understand this market better, and understand maybe what they actually want.
I think the first step is the name, Jewels of Silk Road. This was just like, I'm obsessed with the Silk Road, and everything that the Silk Road had to do that was not China was my obsession, because like there were so many beautiful countries on the way of Silk Road that, Marco Polo talked about, and like, generational people talked about. So I'm trying to use all of those stones in my jewelry. Most of my jewelry is of those stones. I do not, like, nature doesn't permit us to skip anywhere, Latin America or Africa, so we have to go there. Those beauties are also shared. The big value proposition is the research that I put behind finding those stones. The research that, okay, every batch, every bunch, every selection, every collection is very carefully understood. Like, is this a stone? I want to make it into jewelry. Not that, I have this design, put 20 stones in that. No, I don't care about that. I care about, can I put this stone in one of my designs? Can I incorporate somehow, like this amalgam that my clients love wearing this ring, or love wearing this pendant, or love wearing these earrings? Can I bring it together in a most beautiful and simple way? So my jewelry is simple. My stones are good quality. I try to already do all the hard work for my clients, so they can always rest assured that yes, if I'm buying from this person, it is a good quality jewelry. Yeah? Another thing is that value. So because I'm a manufacturer wholesaler, my value is rather more on a like mid-scale, I would say, lower to mid-scale, because a lot of these stones, when you buy it in the market, they can be much, like in the Western countries, these are like 2 folds higher, 3 folds higher for sure. Some of the opals that I just showed you, the prices that I sell in retail, you could just buy the stone in those markets just for the like open stone, basically, So you have to choose people who are working in the right dimension. But also, I'm a first generation jeweler, so I am more passionate about creating a legacy than like just sell something. Yeah. I call myself a jeweler also because of this, because I am a jeweler.
I call you a jeweler as
well. Yeah, so, well, I'm a math teacher for many people, so yeah, I teach actually a lot of math as well. So we'll talk about that. But so I'm a jeweler. I'm a very proud jeweler, and I want to make sure that that legacy continues, and not that I'm not one of those shops that popped out on some street last year, and they are just all the time bling, 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 and like, buy this, shita smoky, shita skysti, luoti labi preces, luoti labi sena, man grebi, luoti labi qualitate.
It's amazing.
My Latin is not that. When I'm going in the streets and to the shops and stuff, I try to practice, but it's not good. But I see those advertisements every day, and I'm fed up. I am fed up of those advertisements. I'm thinking these people are spending so much money to promote plastic that tens of thousands of people are following them and buying from them. Maybe my technical skills on Instagram or social media are not like them. But I'm okay with that also. I'm a very content person, Think of me like I'm I don't want to say an elephant, but like an elephant, like stable and happy in his zone. So like my rush is not to sell you. My rush is to make sure that if you become a client, or when you become a client, you become a client for life. So whenever you look at that piece that you got from me, you remember, yes, I got it from Sumeet. I know it's good quality. I mean, I want the next one to be like, different or this or that. And yeah, we do that. And another value proposition that I genuinely think that adds value to my company, Jewels of Silk Road, would be that I am trying to support female entrepreneurs. So every time there's a woman walk in saying, hey, I want to open a business, hey, I want to do something like start a jewelry company or something, you will be surprised, but I am happy to help them with designing, with getting their products right, with telling them not to invest a crazy amount of money and starting with very small something so they can actually build a brand of themselves. Because I'm sure that they will sell jewelry that they are passionate about, and not like say, oh yeah, it's their jewelry. It's not important. What is important is that they are selling also good quality, So I think that part of my work is what motivates me as well, that I can support like female entrepreneurs and I have a sister. I mean, I see her doing great things in life. So I want to see other ladies also build up something for themselves. Yeah.
Yeah, you also helped me a lot, and I'm also a female entrepreneur, not related directly to natural stones, but still. So I think you're great doing your mission.
After 15 meetings, and Sandras is asking me, how can I pay you? And I said, my knowledge is free, my products are for sale.
Yeah, so I have many of Sumit's products.
Yes. Before going to Bali, you were really invested into jewelry and stuff.
And we also bought for our moms, and they are wearing the jewelry almost every day, and they are so happy, still thanking both of us for those pieces of jewelry.
My pleasure. I really hope they enjoy it, and it's a good experience for them as well. Yeah.
Yes, sure. They are really excited about that. But now I think we can move to your other part, because you mentioned female entrepreneurship and that you're supporting it, and it came from somewhere. So at some point in your life, this idea that you are willing to help women entrepreneurs and do other things that you're doing, it popped up at some point. So there is a history of you as well. Yeah. And maybe you can briefly describe where do you come from, what is your life experience, and then we will get, I think, to mathematics teaching.
So I was, this is 2009, I was studying in Mumbai now. I was really not focused to be a social worker. I was studying to be an engineer, electronics and telecom. I'm an electronics and telecommunication engineer as my bachelor's degree, as my first degree actually. I have multiple degrees, and when I started, my father said, because I didn't know what I wanted to be, and he was like, well, become an engineer and then you can decide, what you want to be. And back in those days, I was a young, teenager, 18, 19-year-old living in Mumbai by myself, having the time of my life, dude. There was 20-some million people living in that city. It's a big, big city, massive crowds. I paved my way there. I started teaching somehow because of some financial restraints of my life. But from there, someday, and during that process, I understood that I wanted to help some people who were on the streets every day and their kids were doing nothing. And I started teaching in Mumbai in the streets. That project went on for a little bit, and then time changed. I went back to my parents' house in Jaipur, where all this jewelry today comes from. Jaipur is, by the way, guys, Jaipur, you should visit. It's Pink City. It's amazing, and you should also visit.
Yes,
and it's like a beautiful city hub for all jewelry. And when I came to Jaipur, I realized that I'm actually not doing enough with my life. I was again teaching physics and mathematics in Jaipur as well. And I decided that I will start working with street kids. I will start making projects to help street children. I did those. I did it at a very good level. I I was working like, every day. There was no working out. Once you're a business person, there's no working hours. They say social worker is even worse because like that's like a 24 hours call, Business is like, okay, whenever you're on. But social life is like people call you. They call you in the middle of the night if they have an issue. That was a real life. And I was working with some of the most underprivileged people who did not have houses, people who, like India in 2011, 2012 was really, really struggling. Today, India has developed a lot more. It's become much, much, much nicer. In many ways, not even nice, like pollution is a problem, but that time the problem was education. So I went out, I started with a bunch of housewives who were like also good at teaching something, and I trained them how to teach like little kids, very basic stuff. And those housewives talked to their mothers of the children. Then I understood that there is a very, very big problem that half of India almost doesn't work at that point, Like, okay, not half, but like a majority doesn't have a job, but they are taking care of the houses and so busy taking care of the children. But at the same time, they do need money. They don't have like an official job. They have 10 times more job. I mean, I'm sure as a mother, you will have like way more busy schedule than Darius would have, because mother's job is like, that's like even insane, like out of like, thank you all mothers. Like, yeah, really. No, mothers are really doing a lot of work. It's insane amount of work. With kids, it's not easy. But at some point, the kids grow up, you have the need to go out and work also. You have the need to represent yourself as well in certain dimensions because of your studies and stuff. So yeah, those things somehow propagated. And even today, I am including those members of that time to do some odd jobs in my company. And like, yeah, we are still trying to create more and more entrepreneurs who could do different things. And I can give you many, many, many examples of that. One being like packaging. So a woman who was like living in slums back in the day, she does packaging for our India region. And now she has her own business. And like, she started from nothing and she became like, a proper example of our hard work, let's say. So, yeah, speaking about all the great ladies that are working in Jewels of Silk Road, they are really trying to, they're behind the scenes doing a lot of odd jobs as well, but they are also, we have some polish workers who are also female. And a lot of ladies are not very open still in India to take out the firework and stuff, but we do have a few of those as well. So we like over the years, I'm glad that some of the task force has representation from all sides. And yeah, but speaking about women entrepreneurship, so those schools that I worked, the street schools, they led me to meet these wonderful mothers who wanted to do something more and that could fetch them some money. So I started a company back in the day. It was for women by women kind of project, and total massacre, by the way. But it did help some people in that time. It was a good balance for me. But I was also very young and did not know what were the right steps, or marketing and strategy. All those things were not my thing in that time. But yeah, I'm very proud that I did those things. I'm very glad that I helped those people. Some of those people are still connected with us, so I'm very lucky to have met them as well. Yeah, so I'm thankful for them. So I only believe that we don't have enough female entrepreneurs who are building small businesses into a big brands and stuff. I'm sure I've seen your friends and they are doing like a lot of entrepreneurship, and that is phenomenal. Like, and of course Latvia is like a woman power. So this is like, yeah, this is a perfect place for that. But yeah, I mean, that is for all jokes and fun apart. Like the real reality is at this point also, men, women, whoever, anybody who is starting a new business, they are scared. So my way of supporting them is like not to put barriers, not to like say, hey, you need at least this much money to enter this industry. Hey, you need this much experience to enter. You don't need anything. I'll teach you. If you want to work hard, but you should be willing to work hard. That's my opinion. don't waste my time also, like that's what I ask of them. And yeah, I will teach you whatever you need, like no problem. I learned myself also from someone probably back in the day, okay, going through a lot of processes, going through a lot of streets in India where doors are open for you. It's actually more difficult to do a business in India than it is to do in Europe. I don't know if you know about this, but
I believe
the competition is so much higher. Everybody is afraid of copying each other. And I'm like, yeah, copy. No problem. Like, I mean, copy. I am already, by the
such
time
a compliment if someone copies.
I don't even think about these things because I'm like, I might have inspired myself also from something somewhere in my life. So copying, making exact things, what will you achieve out of it? The stones that I'm putting, you cannot replace them. The efforts and the energy I'm putting, you cannot replace with that. And still, if you copy, I mean, my destiny, you cannot replace that.
It's like yesterday I was thinking about that in comparison to Dairis and how he approaches things. So he's super interested in electricity, you probably know, and he came home yesterday from one object and he said, oh come on, it was such an easy money, I did nothing, I just learned the woman how she can do it herself if something like this happens one more time, because it's like funny for him. And so his aim is to do something that is really interesting, that he is really interested in, and he's not interested in dealing with these basic things. He better teaches someone how to do it themselves because it's simple, and not going to every object which is like boring for him. And for you it seems like it's the same, because you're doing things that you're interested in, that challenges you, that are something new, something exciting, and that's why the copying doesn't bother you, because it's like not your thing.
I mean, COVID came, we were all stuck at home, 2020 if I remember. I was really surprised that when COVID was like the businesses went for a little while like closed, everything was closed. So I was not having any stores or even a proper website in Latvia, and it was very challenging for me because I had focused so much of my time to just cater to my wholesale B2B needs that I did not think ever that I need to go B2C until I met you. Actually, I've not thought about honestly like website and stuff. It's thanks to you, because I would not go on that route. Like even today, I think it's a different domain. I need people who are dedicated to that. So if any of your lovely clients also think they can add value, they can come to us, because I'm happy to collaborate. I'm happy to hire them. I'm happy to even work with them for their skills, basically, because I am not skilled enough for that. But speaking of COVID, and I was like, because you said Darius is doing what he likes, and I remembered that I loved teaching at one point in my life, and I had stopped teaching for a little bit. And then I just, one thing to another, an offer came, and I started teaching again. And somebody just like gave me, like out of nowhere, a teaching opportunity. I'm thankful to that as well. Like you have to be thankful in your life. I think this is very, very important that you are thankful to your life, along with like you enjoy what you do, but you have to be also grateful for everything nice there is. And, there is a reason for everything, and all that charade is helpful, but you have to be thankful for all you have also. Gratefulness is a very, very difficult trait. It came to me much later in life, but the gratefulness is like, because I for most of my life, I identified as like, I have grown up between all religions and everything, and this was a touchy topic, but after certain time, after certain age, I found my spiritual path. I follow my spiritual guru, who's no more in this world, but his teachings are. And I am very glad. The biggest teaching that I have is be thankful for all you have, all that is coming to your way and not coming to your way. So I'm glad and I'm thankful for those things. But so I started teaching from there, and I learned that how grateful that experience was, because like, really, I love teaching. It's my passion. I love mathematics. People hate math. I love math. I mean, Yeah, as geeky as it sounds, I was bad at mathematics. I love mathematics now. Like, okay, middle school was bad, but high school onwards, I was already like, okay. And like, okay, much better than okay, I would say. But yeah, like today, I can say that math is my, when my students are feeling like low, I make them feel happy about that they are doing mathematics. I've had students as recent as now, this year, I've had students who would not like math at all. They would be like, I hate math, Sumit. And they would tell their parents, they would tell their friends, like the parents would be so scared. How can I make my child like this subject? Or like parents also don't know everything that what is best for my child in a teenage group, because this age is of detachment. And I specialize in this because I've been working with teenagers all my life. So I enjoy teaching those young minds that, yes, you can look at this problem in this way and look, see, math is all connected. It's not so hard. It's so easy. So I think you have to find your passion. You have that is my passion is I love teaching mathematics, physics, these things, and I love making jewelry. Yeah.
It's amazing. I think that you're just such a great example. I believe that in your culture, it's nothing like in general controversial. But for example, in Latvia, you are either the exact science person, or you are esoterics person, or some social stuff. So it's all so divided, and you are such a great example that there is no controversy in that, and that it's not divided, and that you can be all of that. You can believe in something you believe, and you can also be a mathematics teacher and love math. Yes.
You have to you have to balance. You said in Latvia that it can be controversial. I don't know because the news is in Latvian. I try to translate. I know it is a little bit like a controversial topic, but if you dig deeper into any topic, whether it's jewelry, quality of stones, talking about aesthetics, talking about teaching, talking about helping people, whatever, astrology, numerology, whatever if you can justify that, go back to your technical aspect. If you can justify that scientifically, at least to the people who are understanding you. You don't have to explain it to everyone. But a lot of people come to me and they are telling me, oh, I don't believe in stones. I'm like, good, this is not a place for you. Simple. If you are open to understand it, I am the person. But if you're not even open for that, then it's all right also.
Yeah.
And maybe those people who are making it controversial are not open to accept it. You have to also accept information. You have to learn. You have to grow. You have to. I was talking with Iris one day, and the topic of astrologer. Yeah, and that is like, Sandra is a teacher of astrology, and I said, wow, that is so good. I thought Sandra was a student, and she's like, no, she's a teacher. And then I was watching it because it's all in Latvian, and I cannot read it still, and I was like, okay, so you are a teacher, because even, to be very honest, I still don't know how do you, I understand that you are teaching with modules and on your platform, yeah? So that is a learning curve for me also, to learn like, okay, you can do this also this way. You can also...
Sumit, we will teach you. This is so simple. It is the simple thing.
I was thinking you were going to a university to teach or something.
I was.
Okay,
I was the teacher also in university.
Yeah, so that I because some people are maybe tuned differently. Yeah. But I am open to understanding new things. Everybody has made mistakes, me too, you too, I'm sure.
Of course.
These mistakes mine was not to learn the applications of technology in the right time, So, but I accept it, and I'm okay with where I am, and I'm okay to learn further. I'm okay to build from there. So I think if you are open-minded person, everybody says I'm open-minded these days, but if you're an accepting person, and if you accept what others have to, you say you can teach me this, yeah? And I'm like, yes, please. If I say, no, you cannot teach me, of course there is a negative sentiment. So you rather put a positive sentiment, you rather be thankful, you rather be like, yeah, let's see how that journey goes. And I'm sure, people will be more open to it. They can bring scientific reasoning to it. They can bring like empirical reasoning to it. Yeah, one thing can be by chance. Two things can be by chance.
Yeah,
but if something keeps happening in your life, positive by a certain element, you have to give thanks to that. You have to appreciate that. So that's how you find everything, find astrology, find religion, find gurus, find stones, find, more than what you see the material world, more than like an aesthetical world, which is like far beyond our eyes. So you have to definitely work hard onto that part. Yeah.
You definitely have to speak up more and more and more and more. It's so interesting and so exciting to listen to you. It's so also educating actually for me as well. And I believe for those who are listening, it's also very educating and interesting. And about technology, don't worry, Sumit will take care of it for us. And for the final part, I have one question for you that is, it's just random. So it's not connected neither to mathematics, neither to stones or anything else. How do you perceive problems?
Depends on the problem. First, so analytically, you have to see, step back. That's my first, my basic instinct is step back. If something is not going right in life, I'm an Aquarius like you are. Well, when I asked you, do you have a set of questions? Like, I don't like to make those questions. And I'm like, perfect, me neither. Like, because we are speaking from our heart. We're speaking from our experience. We're speaking from our truth. Yeah. And if there is a problem in life, which is based on like a daily chore or something that is not going right, depends on the domain. Yeah. Financial, emotional, relationship, step back. Step back is the first step. Analyze. Be thankful for all you have. Analyze what can you and how can you do it better. And maybe in the heat of moment, the decision is not the best decision. It is okay to not have that, quick win also sometimes. It is okay to like take it easy because you are a human being, not an AI-powered machine, which is still also not 100% yet. So that will be soon with other companies, I'm sure. But step back, like God gifted us with the beauty of brain. Otherwise, what is special for humans? We have our brain. So use it analytically, use it in a way that what my actions are do not harm anybody else. Step one. Step two, whatever I do, make sure don't forget yourself also. Like, be kind to yourself as well. Like, I'm not saying be selfish. Don't just think about yourself. Think about other people, but be kind to yourself. As little as like just smiling on some things that you don't need your attention in life. There might be problems that are not even worth entertaining.
Yeah.
Half of the problems are not even important. Sit back, relax. Your fear is the biggest problem, So take care of your health. It's a gray weather in Latvia in November, so take some vitamin D. That's very important. But I come from a desert. I am vitamin deficient. I'm testing myself every few months to check, and like my vitamin levels are crazy low. It was in single digits. Now it's like 16 or something, but still bad. So take care of yourself. Problems are something that you have to solve analytically, very, very slowly. If you try to find a quick fix to a problem, that's just gonna become a bigger problem in future. So try to fix it very nicely, in a matter of speaking, like in a space where you are comfortable, in the speed you're comfortable. Also see you don't harm somebody in that process. And if the problem is unsolvable, there are experts in that domain probably that can help you. Legal stuff speaking. You were a legal person before, so sometimes problems are not in our hands. And thank God for good lawyers and good doctors and, everybody who is great in their own fields also,
Yeah. It's amazing. It's like really mind-opening explanation of how to deal with problems and how to perceive the problems in the first place, because how we perceive actually determines afterwards how we deal with the problems. And I want to say a huge thank you for coming and speaking up and telling all this amazing information and sharing your own thoughts, experience, sharing your values. It's so valuable. It's just amazing, and I believe and I hope that this is not our final conversation, that we will continue, because actually I have more questions about the production part, the manufacturing part. It's super interesting. I know some stuff, but I want to know more, and I believe that for someone it will open like the whole new world. Also about your path, because we didn't even touch the America and all of that, and your other parts of life. So there are so many things that we didn't touch and that are so interesting and so inspiring, and there are so many stories that are like that is important to be told, and that's why I really hope that we will continue this, and we can call this podcast the first part.
And then probably make a series out of it.
And then just move on with other parts. So thank you, Sumit, a lot for coming, and
thank you for having me here. It's my first time on a podcast, so
it's great. Again, thank you for everybody who is listening, who was listening, and I really hope, and I actually know that you will take a lot for yourself from this conversation.